Yeah, an impossible one for me.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. I apologize for cutting the duct tape short, but we are here in the grand finals of Grand Platypus Open number 97. There have been 97 of these events of the Grand Platypus, and it's great to be back here. Once again, we've almost reached 100. We're going to reach 100 by the end of the year. It's going to be a momentous occasion. Until then, though, we have our finals, and spawning in the bottom left-hand corner of our Kione, we have the South Korean Terran, living in the land of the rising sun, living in the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have his opponent going for a gas first opener. It is the Blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong, representing the Juggernauts. It is GogojOey. There's going to be a gas pool opener here. GogojOey, very aggressive build from our Zerg player. Back at home, HonMonO, none the wiser, going for a Rax in his main base. Let's go. As we get into our openers, and as GogojOey is about to pop off, going for the expansion on the low ground. If you want to support this tournament, the Grand Platypus Open, you can do so a couple of different ways. There is a Matcherino. There is a Matcherino page available if you do want to support this specific event. I should let them know. Predictions open. But yeah, there's a Matcherino page. There is also a Patreon as well. Our Patreon is designed to support not just this tournament, but all the tournaments that we host. Events like Grand Platypus Open, the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, and the Sparkling Tuna Cup as well. All of those are catered towards different regions, different time zones. We do our best to support, again, as many regions as we can. And, you know, through our Patreon, we're looking to have it community funded, at least completely, and then we can grow our tournament from there. You know, end up paying out top 4, have our tournaments be more consistent. Currently, our tournaments are every 2 weeks. We would love for them to be weeklies, but again, we will need your support to make that happen. So if you're interested, if you want to support GPO, then Patreon or Matcherino is the place to do it. Otherwise, we're here in the finals. And as we get into the finals, we see that GogojOey, he pulls out a gas. Interesting. Does pull out a gas. The Lings that were caught out in the center of the map. We can see HonMonO go for an expansion on the high ground, going straight for the 3rd CC. Very economic opener here out of HonMonO. And this should lead into bio play. Go. But now GogojOey is about to kick in with Ling speed, and we have a mass amount of Lings moving out across the map, gaining map control and looking to deny the expansion, but the expansion's on the high ground, so these Lings aren't going to find too much damage. GogojOey has to focus on redroning, focus on saturating his bases. The Lings arrive, but again, there's just not much they can do. They can at least contain and just delay the expansion, contain HonMonO to 1 base for as long as possible. I was going to say 2 bases because I'm so used to saying that. Ooh, Reaper goes down. I'm so used to saying contain to 2 bases, but contain to 1 is just so foreign. But it's what's happening. And it is a 3cc 2-on-1. So it's a very similar build to what we just saw previously against COT, except a more economic variation. It's a 3rd CC before the factory, before the starport. Not before the factory, but before the starport in the end. So the drop play is going to be delayed, and even though we may have delayed drop play, we have faster Cyclones. Cyclone's going to help just gaining map control, forcing back GogojOey, shutting down Overlords, and forcing back those Lings. GogojOey, he is going to be taking some additional gases back at home. We do have Roach Warren on the way. So, Ling Roach Ravager here from GogojOey. Do love to see it. See, chat. No codes. Yeah, no, unfortunately, we don't have any codes for our events. You do need the event to be of a specific size, or be partnered even to get codes available. So, yeah, not quite. Maybe one day. Again, you know, if we're able to grow our events, then maybe one day we can get codes for Matcherino. Another goal for us, another goal. As for now, Lings are going to be gaining map control, shutting down all these rocks, keeping an eye on things. Expansion has now been taken, and Stim is on the horizon. Meanwhile, GogojOey is cutting workers already. A little bit early here for GogojOey, but he's drawn up to 40. He's now squeezing out a couple of extra drones, but he's hyper fixated here on his push. Lings, Roaches, and Ravagers. GogojOey bringing the fight to HonMonO. Also, I forgot to, there we go. Forgot to put that 1 point on GogojOey. He is leading the series. So far, a good start for HonMonO. Forced to Stim though. GogojOey's going to back off. He's going to respect the army and drone. Yeah, pushing into this would have been quite difficult for GogojOey. Didn't want to overextend, didn't want to throw away his army. And now we're working on our upgrades. 1-1, gases. Joey now getting up to 3 base saturation and taking a 4th here on the right hand side. But as GogojOey backs off, this gives HonMonO the freedom to be more aggressive, to be more active on the map. 2nd factory, 3rd CC now being landed on location, double drop coming out as well. We are getting to a more back and forth. There we go. The Marines, they do still want 4. They're going to be able to clean up a lot of this creep. They took down another Overlord. I don't think we can really threaten the main bases themselves, but so far HonMonO is doing a great job of preserving his army, going for drop play, and containing or keeping the creep in check. As he takes his 3rd, is going to be pushing through the center. How many tanks do we have? We're up to 2 tanks. A decent amount of Marines. Stim is done. Combat shields. 1-1 still on the way. A little bit too early for those upgrades to really kick in. But we are clearing up a lot of creep. I do appreciate this from GogojOey. We do have an infestation with. This should be for infestors, or we could go straight into a hive. At the same time, the Lings, they come in. Up! Do not get into the main base. They don't get much done at the natural either. They're going to get a couple of SCVs. Oh my god, but they force everything back home. Oh my god. A bit of an overreaction here from our Terran player. Did race everything back home, giving GogojOey a lot of time here to respread his creep. And here we go. We are committed. First Infestor's on the way. Now, with the new change to the Infestor, it does do less damage. Fungal growth, the damage is quite negligible. But once it pops, once the Infestor does come out, it will have enough energy for 1 fungal from the get-go. And here we go, we collapse on the army. The Vials. Vials will connect with at least 1 of those tanks. The other 2, they stand strong. Finally, they go down, and it looks like HonMonO, he does not have enough to keep up with the Roach Ravager. He's forced back. The tank count was reset, and GogojOey, he can keep pushing. At the same time, though, HonMonO drops at the 4th. Reinforcements are on the way. GogojOey does not want to turn around. It's a risky move, but there's not much at home to defend. GogojOey, he can push into the natural. Instead, he goes for the 3rd CC. The Vials! Oh my god, they take down the workers. 14 SCVs go down. And we dive straight on the army as well. Do you have a tank? GogojOey has to back off. He has to respect it. Meanwhile, back at home, he did hold on to his 4th base. That's 17 SCVs. The Cyclones. Oh my god. And amidst all this chaos, a couple of Vials were able to connect with the army. Fungal comes in! The Fungals! And GogojOey snowballing out of control. He's already leading the series, and he's looking to extend that lead. Pushing into the 3rd once again. That tank putting in a lot of work in the back line. GogojOey's going to back off for a moment. But he knows he has momentum. HonMonO taking a massive risk here. He's leaving nothing at home. There's 2 tanks, and these tanks are so exposed. They're so naked. Risking it all here on a Doom drop. First tank goes down. One tank left, one Marauder. And do we have anything at home to defend? Do we care? Do we need it? We do need something at home. As we dive into the natural waste infestation bit goes down. At the same time, GogojOey pushing into that main. Oh my god, the move command! Up! As a bit of miscontrol here from GogojOey, he's going to be losing everything. A massive mistake. Finally, we do attack, but GogojOey, he lost most of his army. Oh my god, that should not have happened. The move command, that was like, what, 10? 20 seconds? And 20 seconds for move commanding is forever in StarCraft, and just like that, this drop gets a kill in the natural. 2-2 is still on the way. Reinforcements are coming out. HonMonO is still in this. He's got 3 CCs. Doesn't have a 4th, unfortunately. He's still down in workers, down in economy. But you can see here, 32 roaches, 4 ravagers. That was a big mistake though. That was a big misstep from GogojOey, and that's maybe the miracle that HonMonO needed. Aye. And it's still an uphill battle, don't get me wrong, but here we go, another Doom drop. We just be dropping, Bobby. Just be dropping. We do leave 3 tanks back at home, a couple of Marauders. Good SimCity. It's going to deter some of this army. The supply block is looking quite real here as more deepers are going down. At the same time, from the right hand side, here comes HonMonO. It's a lot of Marauders. Yeah, he can clean up this army. The roaches, they go down one after the other. Reinforcements are on the way. Meanwhile, across the map, we get a Rax, but not much else. 4th base goes down. We drop right into the main. And again, HonMonO, he may not have much, but he's still trading very efficiently. With that, I mean, what's important is that this is also inflated supply from GogojOey. With Roach Ravager, it's not the most efficient army. We can see it's not the most mobile army either. He's knocked down to 3 bases, trying desperately to get a 4th base up and running, but HonMonO, he's headed in that direction, rotating over towards that 4th. We even have the new medevac upgrade on the way as well from that fusion core. HonMonO is looking to take a 4th base. GogojOey does get eyes on this. He does see, he does know. Good fungal! Up! Oh my god. Medevac does go down. Wasn't quite full. Did have a couple units within it. GogojOey is pushing, but HonMonO has a comparable army. Especially with all these tanks, with how Marauder heavy he is. HonMonO, he can take a fight. The soup does lie, especially when Roach Ravager is involved. Here we go, we're diving onto the infestors. 1 infestor does go down. Yeah, GogojOey, he's only up 20 supply. The draw play continues. And I can't believe it. HonMonO, he's back in this game, 100%. He's back in this. Hive is on the way to eventually work towards 3-3. I would love to see a transition into maybe Hydra Lurker Viper. Good fungals. Chain fungals, we do get them. Oh my god. Taking down 1 full medevac. So we are pushing over on the right hand side as well. Looking to pull GogojOey apart. GogojOey, though, he is in position. Yeah, plenty of links this time. Forces back the army. we're settling into this. Now, GogojOey, he has a really tough ask ahead of him, which is transitioning out of Roach Ravager. We have the melee upgrades on the way, plus 2 melee just now starting. We have Vipers in production, Bailing speed. Basically, he's trying to get out of Roach Ravager and into Ling Bane. But he's just so heavily invested here in the supply, and he is maxed. He is maxed at this point. He has 1,000 minerals in the bank. I'm sure he wants to just remax on Lings. And here we go, HonMonO pushing with a massive death ball of an army through the center. Baileys, they try to waddle in. Cannot quite connect. Yeah, pushing into this tank line is going to be nigh impossible without Vipers. Vipers are still gathering energy. Still on the way. And the tanks are slowly pushing forward. They are bunching up. It's not going to take too many Blinding Clouds to cover this. And there we go. We are now spreading out those tanks at the same time. Oh, that's going to be a kill, not a cancel on that hatchery. GogojOey trickling in a little bit too soon. Yeah, losing a little bit too much Ling Bane, and now we're going to be collapsing on this army. Here we go. The Vipers come in. We got 1 Blinding Cloud. Is that enough? Oh, it is not. Yeah, as HonMonO is snowballing out of control. He's going to be getting a kill on this base. A kill on these bases even, as GogojOey is completely cut off from the right-hand side of the map. Hatcheries are going down left and right, and GogojOey, he's just been outscaled in this game. The bio-tank army is just far too efficient. Oh, who is it? No! What? I'm here. Wait, am I? What? I'm right here. No. Where? I even saw them type. Feels BattleNet, man. As it looks like I have been disconnected from BattleNet. I'm still here on Twitch. I'm still on the internet, but feels bad, man. Feels bad. I mean, to be fair, leading into this, like, we do see the HonMonO, he is snowballing out of control. There was an Ultra Cavern on the way. That, of course, can change things. There is an Ultra Cavern on the way, and we're pulling back. We do have a Viper still alive as well for GogojOey. A comeback is still potentially available. Things are looking dire for GogojOey, don't get me wrong. But it looks like we will not be able to see the tail end of that series. Or of that game, sorry. As, I'll restart my client just in case, but we have disconnected from BattleNet, at least from that game. I mean, I'm still on BattleNet, like everything is still fine, but feels bad, man, feels bad. So we're gonna be going on a short break, and when we return, hopefully we have our next game, as they most likely are just gonna be continuing. They probably think that I have like disconnected or something like that, so it makes sense for them to just continue the game, and yeah, we will have to just wait and hear the results once they do come out. So, again, going to be going on a short break. It's unfortunate that did occur. Feels bad, man. But what can we do? what can we do? It's just BattleNet, BattleNet. With that, we're going to be going on a short break. We'll see you guys soon. welcome, oh my god, and welcome back everyone, welcome back. I do apologize for the break and for things going down, but we have returned, and we're jumping in mid-series. Like, we didn't get the tail end of that game, but we are tied up 1-1. HonMonO did take game number 2 with an insane comeback, with a big mistake as well that did occur when it came to the move command. But here we go, in the bottom right hand corner we have HonMonO representing Hyper 1. And spawning in the top left hand corner we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong representing the Juggernauts, going for a gas first opener. Once again, it is GogojOey. Sorry, I'm a little bit frazzled, but essentially, after we did end up timing out, after we were DC'd from Battle.net, the game continued, and HonMonO did snowball into a victory, which, again, the writing was on the wall when it came to that. GogojOey was in a lot of trouble. He lost momentum, he was losing bases, he could not keep up with HonMonO, and a lot of that comeback did come down to the move command. If you recall, there was that move command at the natural base where GogojOey, he had broken HonMonO, he was winning, he had crippled the economy, killed everything at the third, pushing into the natural, pushing towards the main. But a bit of army miscontrol, and GogojOey did end up losing that in the end. Did slip through his fingers. As a result, we have a series. As a result, we are tied up 1-1. The DC server. Oh. Not like this. The puns, Poppy, the puns. As we're getting back into this, for those wondering, we are playing on the Taiwanese server, which is on the Asia region. So Taiwan and Korea, they both share the Asia region, for those wondering. And here we go with a gas pool hatch opener. 2 games in a row from GogojOey. Does lead into fast link speed, does lead into faster roaches later on as well. Very aggressive build here from GogojOey. As the Reaper does dive into the main base, is looking to pick off a couple of drones as well. Oh! Almost gets one. We'll get the hell out of there. As Reaper heads into the main base as well. Going to be threatening that mineral line. Doesn't quite get a drone. Not yet. Up. As he's just being as annoying as possible. Behind this, we do have a follow-up. 1 drone does go down. Oh my god, we almost get a second as well. The Reaper. There is no way out. There's no way to escape. The Ling does not get hidden, but the Queen does, and the Reaper goes down. 1 drone for 1 Reaper. Not the best trade from HonMonO, but I mean, regardless, the Reaper does quickly kind of run out of value over time, and at least we got 1 drone. Back at home, it's going to be a 3cc opener. It was a rack expand into factory into 3rd cc. Very economic once again. 2 games in a row. Both players are mirroring each other. We're in game number 1, or in that last game, GogojOey went for a gas first. Likewise, HonMonO went for a 3cc 2-on-1, and we're seeing that again. That is 2 racks on the way. There is a bit of a notable difference here, and that is that this time HonMonO doesn't make Cyclones first. He's going into Hellions, which is a little bit more traditional. Now with these Hellions, if he wants to, if he preserves them over the course of this early game, we could even go for a Hellbat push once we kick in with Stim. That is a possibility, but against a Roach-based composition, unlikely. Unwise. As Hellions are moving out to gain map control. And GogojOey back at home is throwing down that Roach Warren. So GogojOey playing the same way. And I don't blame him. Like, again, GogojOey, he was winning that last game. He was in a prime position to take it as well. So he knows that if he does more of the same, he could maybe, oh my god, get a bit of results. The Hellions, they dive into the main. The drones are lighting up. 8 workers, no! 9 workers go down, 11 drones even. Ay, ay, ay. 11 workers in total. That is devastating this early on. GogojOey's economy plummeting. You can see it going deep in the red, deep in favor of HonMonO. And now GogojOey, he has to go for a counterattack. But what is there back at home to defend? We have Marines. We don't have Stim, but enough Marines to cover each other. And GogojOey, he cannot push up the ramp. Just is not possible. A couple of roaches are rocking up, and they've rallied into the national. No! They've rallied in, and it looks like they will escape. Behind this, third CC is being taken. We're getting set up here on 3 Raxes. A solid setup here from HonMonO. Say 3-1-1 on 3 bases. Should be throwing down additional Raxes soon, and they're now on the way. And now we're going for some drop play. Oh, interesting. Okay, so GogojOey, he's also adjusting. As he's fully aware he's up against a bio army. The Queen! Queen is going to go down. This army getting a bit out of hand. We work through the Lings, we work through the Roaches as well. Boys, they have to be pulled away. And this double jump really catching GogojOey off guard. That's 6 drones going down, and this is snowballing out of control. This is already too much. We get a second Queen, a couple of Lings, they trickle in however they can, and with these reinforcements, we finally force this back, but that was 6 workers once again this early on. This is just too much damage. I was about to say that GogojOey, he's adjusting and he's going into a more Ling Bane heavy composition instead, with +1 melee and a faster Baneling nest. So Ling Bane Ravager even from GogojOey. But losing so many drones this early on is brutal. 18 workers in total. Behind this, HonMonO, he's on a 3-base saturation. He's ahead economically. We're even in workers, but that's not counting mules. And now the pressure, the onus is on GogojOey to come back. GogojOey, he needs to somehow come in with a Baneling run by or a Ling counter attack. He needs to do some kind of economic damage to come back into this. But now though, HonMonO, he is sitting back at home. Run by is coming in, but the Marines are in position. Ugh. HonMonO, he was ready for it. Baneling speed on the way. And HonMonO is sending everything across the map. He's got 2 tanks. Armory is on the way for 2-2. 1-1 is done for the Terran. Armory is delayed. 4cc thrown down behind this push as well. Not a badly timed 4th. As HonMonO is pushing. Tanks so far, not quite siege, where we do not have enough to deal with this. At the same time, a Ling counterattack does get into the mineral line. SCVs are going down, but the main army, can it be stopped? It cannot. HonMonO is snowballing out of control. He may be losing some workers back at home, but he takes down the 3rd base. And he is pushing towards the natural. He knows that there is nothing here that can slow him down. There are more Banelings in production, but we need more than just Banelings. Up. They're going to get some decent connections. Wilds will connect, and with these Lings, it looks like we do force this back. GogojOey, he barely holds. He killed, what, 12 SCVs back at home. But the economy of HonMonO still looking strong. And the army is looking stronger. It's just, over the course of this game, GogojOey, he's just been losing too many workers over and over again, time and time again. And it may all just culminate in this push. We do have an infestation pit now thrown down for GogojOey, so if we were to get into infestors, is there a world where we get like the best fungals possible to deal with this army? Maybe. GogojOey, he attempts to engage, but it's a numbers game at this point. He cannot push in. Not against this many Marines and Marauders. And HonMonO, he's just pushing on through. He tanks some Banelings with the Marauders. We get a really nice split. Really nice spread, I should say. Yeah, we're pushing on forward, threatening this third base of Banelings. They do crash in from behind. We get on top of one of those tanks. But the tanks survive. One tank goes down, but GG gets called. There's just too much Terran, too much bio, and HonMonO will take a 2-1 lead in this series. GG. GG, well played. Again, off of the back of doing so much economic damage with those Hellions. It started with the Hellions, and then it followed up with the double medevac drop, if you remember. I think it was 11 drones initially, and then 6 more afterwards. It was insane how many workers HonMonO was able to kill in the early game, and that just snowballed out of control. Just became too much, and just like that, HonMonO, he needs one more, uno más, to win it all, to become this week's Grand Platypus Open champion. There we go, just setting up the score here. It is 1st to 3, best of 5, 1st to 3 wins between our players, and here we go. Spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have the South Korean Terran, living the land of Japan, representing Team Hyper 1, one game away from becoming this week's champion. It is HonMonO. And spawning in the top right-hand corner, we have as opponent, we have the blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong, representing the Juggernauts. He needs to fight back here and now to force the ace match. It is GogojOey. Go. And once again, HonMonO does not go for a proxy, and GogojOey, for the first time this series, for the first time in the finals, we have a hatch first. Let's go. GogojOey has been going for gas first openers this entire series, but now is kind of diverting away from that. On a map like Hecate, it makes sense. This is a more macro oriented map. Is going hatch, gas pool instead. Going for a much more economic opener here in the early game. I do appreciate it. See this out, the most honorable of honorables. Exactly. So economic opener out of our Zerg, likewise an economic opener out of our Terran. As we have seen, whenever HonMonO goes for a racked expand, he goes for the expand on the high ground. Now this is a very safe way to play, a little bit unnecessary, but I can understand the logic. For those wondering, this basically protects you against pool first. If your opponent does go for an earlier pool timing, if their links get across the map, then they can delay your CC on the low ground. They can get in, get a kill in the SCV, and just delay that expansion. So HonMonO keeps it safe behind this wall. It means that it's going to take a little bit longer to float over and actually land on location, but just a very safe build. Very few Terran players do this, but specifically in this region, because the Zergs are so aggressive. As we saw, GogojOey, he's been going for gas first openers every game so far. It makes sense to go for the CC on the high ground. You know, it's almost like a build specifically catered for this region and for these players. I should say an opener specifically catered for these players. As HonMonO is going for a third TC right after this, so once again, economic here out of HonMonO. And there is that second rack, so 3cc 2-on-1. He's done this every game so far in the finals. He's done a variation of this every game. The game that he lost, game 1. Oh, sorry, the game number 1 where he did win actually. Did open up Cyclone. This time he's going Hellion again. Now, we saw that these Hellions, they were the MVP on side Delta. They killed so many drones. Can we replicate that? Can we do that again? I hope not. I hope we get a back. I want an ace match. That's what I want, but we'll see. We shall see. As a Roach Horn is thrown down, gases are being taken from GogojOey. So despite going for an economic opener, GogojOey is still getting into roaches. It is his bread and butter in this matchup. And here we go, the Hellions are moving out. Overlord confirms the base setup, confirms the production in the main base, as well as the third CC. Hellions, they go straight for the third, and they're going to get some drones. Oh, that's a kill on the Spore. So 2 workers go down. Not too bad. The Hellions, they rotate around. They outposition the Queen. Not again. Okay. Not again, Papi. This time, they do outposition the Queens, but there are Lings here at the natural, and this time, HonMonO does not dive. Not this time. Oh, the Ursadak. Hello. I don't know, it looked like he wanted to get involved. As the Hellions are going to be forced back towards the left-hand side. He wants the Queen, but he will not get it. Hellions are forced back, and this time GogojOey is having a more stable and secure early game, which is important, especially when you're playing roaches. You need to minimize your losses, minimize your damages. The Roach Warren, it was cancelled. Cancelled Roach Warren into double Evo Chamber, double upgrades, Bailey Nest. Ling Bane is coming out from GogojOey. Let's go. So far, we only have 3 gases as well. If we take additional gases, we could maybe go into a Spire, as the lair is on the way. So I'm curious if we try to go into Spire or Hydras. Both are viable. Both have their place. As GogojOey does get eyes on the third CC, is going to be delaying it, and even forcing some mules here. At the same time, double jump on the right hand side, going to be landing here at the 4th base. At the same time, we have Hellions threatening a dive into the 3rd. That is going to be a cancel. No, that's a kill. I was a little bit concerned. That was a kill, not a cancel on the 4th base. That is 300 minerals down the drain. The Queen goes down at the same time. Hellions, they get into mineral line. They get 5 worker kills before going down. At least GogojOey does clean up the Hellions. Even forcing friendly fire. At least the Hellions did go down, but that is still a brutal loss for GogojOey to lose that hat-trick, for that to be a kill and not a cancel. They may even deny it again. Well, the target firing. Getting all 3 railings before being forced to pick up. Back at home, HonMonO finally getting his third base up and running. Throwing down additional Raxes. Oh, and that is going to be the 6th and 7th Rax. We'll keep an eye on HonMonO to see if he 8 Raxes. One soon to kick in. HonMonO is just vying for map control. Being as active as he can. Armory's on the way for 2-2 eventually for HonMonO. Oh, GogojOey heavily supply blocked actually. Oh my god. So yes, 4 Overlords just now finishing up. They are done. Up. Widowmine does go up. It does go off. GogojOey barely able to keep up here. Getting into his 2-2, I believe the infestation bit is done. No hive yet, but all of our upgrades have kicked in for the Terran. Second factory, 4 CC on the way. HonMonO is not going for a 3-base all-in. HonMonO is playing for a longer game. And can GogojOey keep up? He attempts to go for a lane counterattack. Once again, there's an army on the right-hand side going to be going straight for the hatchery. Lings are in position. The Bailings! The target firing here. The Bailings, they go down. There was no support. Queens are falling soon thereafter as well. Plus transfuse. But 1 Queen still falls. As GogojOey at least dealt with the army on the right-hand side. he's holding. It hasn't been easy, but GogojOey, he's now almost up to 80 workers. He's now past 80 workers. He can focus on his Ling Bane. The mines! Oh my god. And now GogojOey, he is looking to just make use of his economy, make use of his production. HonMonO trying to force the issue, but GogojOey can deal with this. Oh, as I say that, the spread is too good. HonMonO, he breaks through. The Banelings, the connections were not good enough. Decent connections here towards the end. We're trying to get into Ling Bane Hydra, but the Banelings, oh my god. There's still just barely too much here. The Marines, they take down the Queens. More Ling Bane is rolling on in, and GogojOey will hold. GogojOey barely holds on. Behind this, HonMonO now going to be taking another expansion. Now taking us fourth. We have a Fusion Core on the way. This should be for Liberators. For Lib Range. But the aggression just does not stop. Now without, like, Lurkers would be ideal in this position. Going Ling Bane into Hydra Lurker. Especially against Biomine. But we're not there yet. Hive still hasn't... I feel like this is an oversight. 100%. This is 100% an oversight. No Hive yet. This infestation bit has been done for quite some time. We're staying on Lair Tech. GogojOey's pushing out. Oof, oh my god, the mine shots! They're brutal. Mine shots are brutal. GogojOey forced back. And HonMonO, he knows that he has momentum. He knows how well he just traded. Hive does begin. Yeah, we're going to be able to keep on pushing. Little mines are resetting. Going for a double drop into the main. There are spores in position, but not quite an army. GogojOey not ready for this. Not yet. There we go. We go for the junior drop into the main base. Lings are coming in to reinforce. We have Baneling Hydra to defend, but oh my god, the Banelings, they just cannot connect. Oh, decent connections. Not bad. HonMonO does take some Banelings to the face, but he breaks through. He will get on top of the base. Hatchery goes down. Thankfully, GogojOey does have a backup fourth. HonMonO, he's also on 4 bases. GogojOey just heavily oversaturated. He needs a 5th here if he wants to actually mine efficiently. And HonMonO is going to back off, rotate around towards these northern bases. Back in the main, force back. Widow mines are burrowing. Again, it's just non-stop aggression basically from HonMonO. Oh, but the Banelings! They crash in. Some good Baneling connections here, and HonMonO is being forced back. GogojOey, he can keep pushing. He can, and he will. GogojOey, he has finally broken the back of the army here of HonMonO. It's just being forced all the way back to his main base. Contamination on the factory, let's go! As there's only a handful of Marines remaining here, the Lings, they try to go first around. But we have gotten on top of the production. Depots are falling. Ling Bane gets into the mineral line as well. SCVs are going down one after the other, and it looks like GogojOey finally has done it. Didn't need lurkers. Lings, Banelings, Hydras, and a dream is all he needed. As we are breaking through. The spread not good enough. Banelings, they connect. GG, and GogojOey fights back. tying up the series 2-2. We have an ace match. Let's go. GG. Oh my god. And that was close. That was a little bit that was a little bit concerning just because of how close it was that HonMonO was almost able to break through, almost able to break GogojOey then and there. That there was that moment when GogojOey lost his fourth, when the fourth base was killed, not cancelled, and HonMonO, he was trading so well against Ling Bane, but just barely not well enough. We saw towards the end that there was a little bit of lapse in control, and GogojOey, he was connecting with his Banelings, he was cleaning up the army a little bit more efficiently. He was able to surpass his opponent, and as a result, we're going all the way. We are going the distance. We have an ace match. Let's go. We have a game 5. To have a game 5 before us. Our players are asking for a break. I don't blame them. They're like, Papi, we need some time. Oh, it's okay, it's okay. Just take a moment here, take a breath, get some water, go to the bathroom, drain your disruptors, massage your marines, hydrate your hydras. And our players will be will soon be ready. Soon be ready for us. Back up fourth be with you. Oh. Okay, looks like we're good to go. We just needed a moment, but we are good to go. So we're getting into game number 5, the final game of this series, the ace match. It all ends here on Solaris. Here we go. And spawning in the top right-hand corner of Solaris, we have the South Korean Terran player living in the land of Japan. Representing Team Hyper 1, it is HonMonO. And spawning in the bottom left-hand corner, we have his opponent. We have the blue Zerg player from the land of Hong Kong, representing the Juggernauts. It is GogojOey. It all comes down to this, as once again we revert to a gas first. Gas full opener here from GogojOey. For the first and only time this series, last game we had a hatch first build out of GogojOey, but this time it looks like he wants to try to hard counter some cheese. So in case HonMonO were to go for a proxy Rax kind of build, GogojOey would be ready for it, and again, is in a way misreading because HonMonO is going for a standard opener. No proxy this time. Calming things down. Now, with this fast gas opener, it means that GogojOey will have faster access to link speed and also a Roach Warren as well. So GogojOey is going to be the aggressor here in the early game, and HonMonO more or less should be the defender. So how long do we have? We have WTL is in 40 minutes. Oh my god. 40 minutes, man. But now we have a Racked Expand opener here from HonMonO. Roach Warren is thrown down. As we mentioned, because it was gas first, it leads into a Roach Warren. Now, what is interesting here is that GogojOey didn't just go Roaches, he actually skipped Link Speed. I assumed it would be Link Speed into a Roach Warren, but we went for one and not the other. Oh boy. As the Reaper is coming in for a scout, does confirm the hatchery is late. We're going to dive into the main. Queen is in position, but we ignore the Queen. We go straight for the Mineral Lion, and we do get eyes on the Roach Warren. Roaches have been spotted, and HonMonO, he can prepare back at home. Can get ready for this. Reaper going to be dancing, dipping between the bases. Link speed now going to be on the way, but the first couple of roaches are pushing. Now, what's important is that this is not all in. I'm pretty sure GogojOey wanted to try to fake it out, especially with not having link speed on the way, but now we're droning. He's focusing on his economy behind this, and he only made 3 roaches, so only a 3 roach opener. Reaper does see the saturation, does see the drones are being made. Very important rescout from HonMonO. So essentially, he just confirms that his opponent isn't attacking. Oh, this one drone barely goes down. And, oh, we do have a very interesting start here from HonMonO as well. He isn't just going for a racked expand, but behind this, he's going for a fast concussive shell and cyclone production. Oh, because we do have a bit of a pause. Hopefully everything is okay. But yeah, this follow-up is really interesting here. Going for cyclones, going for marauders as well. A very unorthodox push. Now, this marauder was just scouted by the Ling. GogojOey does see this coming and should be preparing back at home. Oh. As we are getting back into this.
Game resumed.
Here we go. The push is upon us. Cyclones and marauders moving out across the map. Going to be able to get on top of this Overlord as well. Overlord will fall. And we're looking to force a cancel here on this base. Thanks to the Marauder, we do have a lot of DPS available. Roach Ravager getting caught out. One Roach goes down. Again, concussive shell coming in clutch. It's only 2 Marauders. But it changes so much of this dynamic. A Queen goes down. We're going to get a second Queen as well. Oh, barely are. Reinforcements are trickling on in, and it looks like GogojOey should be able to clean this up, but not without losing more Roaches and Ravagers. Oh my god. The trades. As GogojOey will hold on to his base. Did take so much damage here on this hatchery, but he killed 2. That was for 2 Cyclones and 2 Marauders. He lost 15 Lings, 2 Queens, a couple of Roaches, a Ravager as well. But at least GogojOey does hold and does preserve his worker count. So we are going to be droning back at home. A massive gateway explosion. Racked explosion here. Starport now on the way. Double E-bays. Now, to make this build work, to make this attack work, we did heavily delay the starport. Now on the way. Cyclones are chilling back at home. We're getting to a bio-heavy composition once again. That's a stretch, buddy. As GogojOey, he's coming in for a surround. He collapses on top of the army. He gets on top of the Cyclones as well, catching HonMonO completely off guard. Oh my god. Behind this, we did have a wave of workers, but SCVs are being pulled. SCVs are going down as well. GogojOey getting a lot of damage done. Again, behind this, double evo chamber. We're saturating the 3rd base. But GogojOey, he takes control of the 3rd, getting 13 workers. Up the Ling. Ling goes down. The betrayal. Now, GogojOey, he doesn't have enough to break the natural base, but killing 13 workers, losing mainly Lings. You can see here, 27 Lings for all those SCVs. And Cyclones as well. A good trade for GogojOey. As the pressure is now on HonMonO to get damage done. He's going for a double drop across the map. At the same time, we once again deny the 3rd. There isn't much at home to defend, by the way. Again, I wonder if we realize that the drop has gone. The tank going to go down as well. We're getting ready in the main base. We do recognize that a drop is potentially moving out and has been spotted. GogojOey's in position. He almost takes down one of the Metamax. He will force this back. So really good movement here out of GogojOey, averting disaster, keeping up with the drop play. We're going to try and force a cancel on this fourth base, but again, GogojOey, he is here, is able to keep up. And behind this, HonMonO, he's still on 2 bases, still doesn't have a third. Still trying to keep up, trying to catch up as well. As GogojOey's upgrades have been heavily delayed this game, but finally 1-1 is kicking in. We can now start working on 2-2. We do have the resources for it. Gonna be droning up to 70 at this point. GogojOey's economy is just getting out of control. And we're continuing to tech macro hatchery, infestation bit for a hive, for infestors, for vipers. GogojOey is just getting further and further ahead, and HonMonO needs a miracle. Now, to be fair, miracles have already happened this series. HonMonO, it was game 1 where he was able to pull off an insane comeback on Alkione. He just needs to do that again. He needs to try to pull that off. As GogojOey does pull back home. Hive now on the way for, I imagine, vipers. Creep is less than ideal. The creep is connecting the bases, but barely really out on the map. Except for this Overlord. shout out to the Overlord. Spreading whatever creep we can. Here we go. Tumors now being activated. And HonMonO, he's just hurtling on up. We have a sensor tower on the way, soon to be turrets, a tank line as well. He's ready to receive. We have a fusion core for Liberator range. I'm assuming it's for Lib range, and actually it could even be for the medevac upgrade, which we have seen HonMonO take. I still don't know what it's called. A medevac upgrade. I've asked the chat before for it, and it's been told to me, I just forget it. There it is. There's that medevac upgrade. Love to see it. Is of course new to this patch. Hatcheries are thrown down, Vipers are on the way as well, and this is what I'm worried about. Even though HonMonO, he is just fortifying himself here with a tank line, with SimCity, with Marines, with a pre-spread, a couple of Vipers, a couple of Blinding Clouds, and we can still break this. Still deal with this army. Drop is being forced back. And the army has been spotted. GogojOey, he's max. He's up 40 supply. How many Vipers do we have? 2 Vipers. They are still lacking energy. There we go. A bit of an oversight there from GogojOey. He has to wait a little bit longer. This is going to give HonMonO the time he needs to max. So again, because these Vipers are delayed, HonMonO has a chance. Does have a chance. 3-3 in production for both players. We have an Ultra Cavern and a Spire. So GogojOey, he's just continuing to take on up, double expanding, taking these fringe bases. Still on a solid economy. But again, pushing into this. Oh boy, I'm ready for it. The Vipers, there we go, now being added to the army control group. Now moving out. We are ready for the assault. But HonMonO, he's maxed. Does unsiege for a moment, so we have to be very careful. Here we go, GogojOey threatening a dive. And we've seen this before, the death bull of an army here of HonMonO pushing through the center of the map. We do have Vipers, but coming in. Up, blinding clouds. Oh my god, covering almost every single tank. The clump was real. And every single tank is going to go down. HonMonO caught with his pants down. 2 blinding clouds is all we needed. And that is the entire army here of HonMonO falling. There's 1 tank left, a couple of Marines remaining as well. We're going to be able to clean up these roaches at least. But we have Ultras on the way. Ultras, more Ling Bane as well. GogojOey did overextend towards the end there, but he is up 80, 90, soon to be almost 100 supply. 3-3 about to kick in. And it was just so unfortunate that HonMonO, he was just caught unsieged, caught not quite ready for the attack. When he did siege, I mean, again, everything was bunched up. Spread was not there. And then once again, we unsiege at the wrong moment. We dive on top of the army. We're trying to re-siege as quickly as possible. Just an unfortunate timing for HonMonO as the Ling Bane rolls on forward. Good stutter stepping, good control here from this bio army, but there's just so little remaining. And we bust into the natural base. SCVs are going down. GG gets called, and GogojOey is going to be this week's Grand Platypus Open champion. GG. GG, well played. Congratulations to GogojOey. That was close. Again, GogojOey did give HonMonO was able to max out that game. He was able to max out on a tank bio army. But when it came to the engagement in the center of the map, it did not go well for HonMonO. The blinding clouds were just so impactful there. Because the army was bunched up, because it was clumped up, it only took a couple of blinding clouds to cover not just the tanks, but also a lot of Marines and Marauders as well. And we just collapsed on that location. HonMonO lost everything, and that was it. That was game. GG, well played. GG, and with that, we have our champion this week. Again, both these players have been GPO champions in the past. They've all had their own, you know, time in the sun here. But this week, it's going to be GogojOey. It was close, so it went all the way to the ace match. There was a lot of tension throughout a lot of these matches as well. And yeah, in the end, GogojOey did come out on top. HonMonO coming out barely here at second place. I'm sure he's not too upset with this. Both players will still walk away with some cash prize money. So GG, congratulations. Again, if you want to support this tournament, !Patreon in the chat. Or, of course, you can get into our Match Reno link as well. You can see our goal underneath HonMonO's name. Our current Patreon goal, currently how much we spend on a monthly basis, is 300 USD. And we are almost 2/3 of the way there. Almost 2/3 of the way there when it comes to community funding. We still run our tournaments. We still pay that much on a monthly basis anyway. But our goal is to have it funded by Patreon and then grow it via Patreon as well, you know, boosting the prize pool, maybe having our events be more consistent. At the moment, our events are every 2 weeks. They're on a bi-weekly basis. And if we do reach certain goals on Patreon, then we can turn our bi-weeklies into weeklies instead. So again, if you're interested in supporting these tournaments like Grand Platypus Open, Sparkling Tuna Cup, which is tomorrow, and the Tenacious Turtle Tussle, then you can do so via Patreon. Otherwise, thank you. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. That does wrap up our third broadcast of the day. We were live earlier today with ESL Masters Winter Americas. And then we were live a couple of hours ago with KSL, and we just wrapped up GPO. We have one more cast, WTL, in 20 minutes. And I don't know if I can do it. I've slept very little today. I slept for 4 hours. For 4 hours before KSL. In between KSL and ESL Masters, I slept 4 hours. And that was good for KSL. I don't know if you could hear me here from the lower bracket finals onwards. I was slurring my words a little bit. I'm very tired. I was slurring my words a little bit. I feel very exhausted here just because I did not sleep enough. Unfortunately, I thought I could maybe power through. but especially considering that we have more casting to do tomorrow, a lot more casting to do, we may end up catching up on WTL another day. I'm very on the fence about this because I'm pretty sure we were the only English casters the other day. So if I think Wardy and Roddy might be busy with ESL Masters. If they are, then there won't be any English coverage for WTL tonight. So I'm very on the fence about this decision, but you know, hopefully either Rotterdam or Wardy aren't doing ESL Masters today. They can cover WTL, and there's gonna be at least one community caster on the event. Fingers crossed. We're gonna be catching up. If we don't cast WTL tonight, then we will be catching up another day. We do have access to the clean feed, and we'll be casting, you know, either on Tuesday or Wednesday. During the week. So we'll have a catch-up stream at some point. But outside of that, I mean, we're done for now. In 20 minutes time is WTL, and hey, you know, if one of the other English streams is going to be casting, like Wardy or Rotterdam, you know, check them out. You know, they do good casting on their own channels as well, and they're going to be able to bring you some coverage. So check them out. Otherwise, we're going to be live on our channel at some point this week with WTL to catch up. As yeah, for now, we're going to be heading off. We're going to be giving another StarCraft streamer a raid. So give them some love and support. Again, a big shout out to GogojOey for becoming our champion this week. And yeah, stick around. Give another StarCraft streamer a chance as we do give them some love and support. You can also follow us on social media, !socials in the chat for Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Discord. We upload to YouTube on a daily basis. And of course, you can check us out on YouTube and Discord and all that good stuff as well. So thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support, and we'll see you guys tomorrow, because tomorrow we have Sparkling Tuna Cup, we have World Team League, and for certain we're going to be casting WTL tomorrow because I'm going to get a good night rest. And we may even cast some ESL Masters. With that, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for the support. We're going to be heading off. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.